always get very nervous at the start of a challenge video. There's just a lot of opportunity ahead. It's fun, it's festive, it's a good way to celebrate, you know? Totally on brand here. But when I'm trying something new like this, something completely out of my comfort zone, I have to expect the unexpected. In my fitness journey, I have tried, I feel like, every workout plan, every workout guide underneath the sun, the moon, the stars, the Milky Way galaxy. But there's actually something I have never dove into, which I think might surprise you until you see the title of this video. It's Pilates. I've never tried Pilates. I have never tried a YouTube video on Pilates. I've never been to a Pilates class. I've never touched a reformer. I don't even know what it is. I don't know a darn thing about it, if I'm going to be honest. This is gonna be a good week. A long week, but a good week. I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone, and stay tuned to the end because I'm actually gonna go in person and try out that scary looking reformer for the first time. First and foremost, behind every good workout comes the workout gear. That's why I'm so dang excited to be working with Vuori for today's video. They happen to be my sponsor, and I'm so grateful to be working with this California native brand. Just warms my little Southern California heart, and I absolutely cannot get enough of their pieces. Like, when you talk about so stinking cute, this little set right here is the Mindset bra in black and also the Rib Studio leggings. It has this like adorable rib texture at the very top. And both of these pieces are made with their Breathe Interlock technology, which is their incredibly soft, peachy fabric. And it actually has this really nice airbrush look to it. And it is designed to help you move in every way that your body does. It literally has this like incredible four-way stretch that makes it feel like a second skin to you. So it's designed for you to be able to move in it, but it's styled for your everyday lifestyle, which is absolutely my cup of tea. Vuori is a new perspective on performance apparel. I love that I feel so good and confident in this set. It is so beyond comfortable. And when I'm trying out this workout style that I've literally never done before, I don't want to think about what I'm wearing and not feeling good in my skin. The material is just so flexible, and it allows me to feel supported and encouraged throughout my workout because I know that this is just fabulous performance material. This one's one of my favorites. This is another set with the Breathe Interlock material. This is the daily legging in brick. I've genuinely never worn a pair of leggings like them. They are so beyond comfortable, and I love how high the waistline goes. And this is also the Yosemite bra, also in brick. Just love this coloring, very fall. They also killed on these back designs. Like, I love feeling flattered in my sports bras. It's a very important feature that I cherish. It's kind of wild because for me, I feel like it is a big deal to just be openly wearing a sports bra on its own. So the fact that I can actually do that and do it on camera because I feel so good in the Vuori clothing and because this material is so form-fitting and flattering and complimentary, that just says so much about the brand itself, about the specific Breathe Interlock design. I'm so beyond happy with it. The four-way stretch on this set made it so easy to move throughout this entire Pilates workout. It felt like I was just flowing. The best thing is that I feel so supported in this Breathe Interlock, and it helps me feel comfortable when I'm living out my everyday life. And it just combines so effortlessly comfort and durability without sacrificing style and quality, which is really stinking important. The Breathe Interlock products include leggings and bras, and I love that the brand is actively working to use sustainable materials and reduce our plastic waste and O2 emissions. I will be including links to all the Vuori pieces that I'm wearing in my description box below, so make sure that you check them out. I'm so beyond happy with them, and I absolutely love them. Thank you so much to Vuori for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for helping me feel confident as I am about to embark on this Pilates journey. So when I was telling Keith that this was my challenge of the week, this was something I was really interested in, I'm going off about how I'm going to be doing Pilates workouts. And his first question, right out of the gates, what's a Pilates workout? And you know, I felt really confident initially in answering his question, and then I also quickly realized I don't think I knew myself. My perception of Pilates has always been kind of like this hot girl workout, you know, like people who do Pilates I've always just sort of thought are better than me, if that makes sense. I've definitely seen that there are varieties to the workout, but I don't really know what it consists of at its core. Through the use of the World Wide Web, I learned that Pilates emphasizes your posture, your core strength, and muscle balance, while also incorporating low-impact flexibility and endurance movements. You can do the workout on the mat, which would focus on just using your body weight, or incorporating the Pilates equipment, which most of the time uses a spring system. All of the movements in Pilates are mindfully controlled, and they truly focus on strengthening the core. It is a full body workout, and some of the benefits include improved core strength, stability, flexibility, posture, and prevention and treatment of back pain. The other thing that kind of got me a little confused was trying to figure out the main difference between Pilates and yoga, because there was a minute there where I was confused and still might be. It was reassuring to learn that I wasn't the first person to ever ask this question, because I did feel kind of silly, let's be honest. I did find a few helpful videos like this first one by Precision with Lex that described yoga and Pilates as sister movements but not twins. She mentioned that yoga is mainly on the mat while Pilates has foundations in mat work, but is primarily equipment intensive. The origins, of course, are very different, as yoga is a meditative and very spiritual practice, while Pilates is a practice that was started by a man named Joe Pilates. A lot of the movement in yoga is focused on balance and flow, while Pilates might be one movement that emphasizes transverse abdominals. So both practices focus a lot on awareness and being very thoughtful in your movement, and you do hold some similar positions, but you definitely breathe differently, you hold your poses differently, so they probably are more different than they are similar. I wanted to start the week off strong, so I did a workout from Move with Nicole, who is a really big Pilates fitness instructor on YouTube. And I really enjoyed just the general energy that she was giving off from her video, even though the moves were a little bit outside of my comfort zone and I was a bit confused at first. What? She was so great at instructing you and encouraging you through every single movement. I felt very supported and encouraged by her. And even though I was getting in a really good workout, it also felt very peaceful at the same time. I saw a comment that really summarized how perfect this workout was. It basically says that in between each of the Pilates moves that were particularly hard, she actually gives you breaks that included restorative yoga poses, which actually was really refreshing. And I liked that because I'm definitely a beginner here. So this wasn't like the easiest thing for me ever, but having her kind of give that little bit of compromise in between was extraordinarily helpful. I just loved her pace. She felt very serene. Also, you could easily just listen to every single instruction that she's giving, even if you don't have access to look at the screen while you're doing the workout, which is super, super helpful, because if you're in the middle of the pose, you can't always be looking at the screen. Okay, I don't have much time today, so I'm actually going to be doing an 8-minute Pilates workout, which hopefully is actually maybe a good thing, because most of the time we don't have this luxury in our schedule to bust out like an hour-and-a-half workout or whatever. And sometimes we just need a real quick burner just to, I don't know, keep our bodies moving. So this is inspired by Blackpink, which is so cool. This is gonna be quick, fun, nice little re-energizer for my day. And then it also kind of offers a nice break in between this long week of workouts, so I can kind of rest my body and not push it way too much.
So I decided to kind of implement their Pilates poses.
I really like this instructor though. Her name is Mish Choi, and I thought that she did a really great job of keeping a very peaceful, fun environment while also just having a similar vibe of Move with Nicole, where it is a voiceover instructor-led video. But I would say that this was actually a bit more medium to advanced when it comes to the Pilates mat workouts. I was struggling on a lot of the moves, and some of them were things that my body had never ever tried before in my life. And then there were also the moves that I hadn't done since I was a gymnast. Me trying to get in that position again after literal years was mortifying, but also it was kind of fun, and it was cool to see her be so impressive on the video. I love how I chose an 8-minute workout, kind of thinking 8 minutes wasn't gonna be that hard. Oh my golly. Welcome back. I'm really sore. I figured today I just wanted to do a 15-minute full body Pilates workout. This is from Well and Good. I'm really happy with how this is going so far though, because this has been one of those videos that's kind of been at the back of my mind for so long, and I don't know how I've gone years and years without ever really trying a Pilates workout. So it's been really fun just to try and test different styles, instructors, videos, guides, etc. So I hope that you're having as much fun as I am. This is my video selection. It is with Chloe Greger. I'm always so impressed with these setups. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Pilates that is so that girl vibes. Do you know what I mean? It just gives off like Lululemon, that girl energy, you know? This workout was pretty neat because it was very well specified that it was divided into multiple sections based on what body part you were targeting. So we started out with core, then a glute section, then a plank section, which was kind of nice because it helped me divide it up into my mind, you know, like break up this longer workout into shorter sections. I love the shake that the Pilates provides, but it also hurts so much. Also lately, I've realized I have a flared rib cage and I can always see it, especially when I record myself doing a certain move. I can tell that my form looks a little bit weird, and a part of that is because of my flared rib cage. So I really feel like Pilates is actually going to be very beneficial for that. Lately, I've been trying to do some other like daily exercises to work on it, and it really has been helping. But just these little core movements, I can feel it, and it feels so good. It's so helpful. Quite literally shaking me to my core. I liked that this felt very well explained, and I think that's like the general theme this week, is that having the helpful terminology and the words to guide you through each exercise in Pilates is so vital to feeling successful throughout the workout, because it does feel a little bit unnatural if it's not something you've ever done. We also focus so much on having slow and controlled movements, and she did offer a lot of variations and modifications, which I thought was extremely helpful. Oh dear God. She was pretty awesome. I liked the way that she led the video. I appreciate the patience. I appreciate the modifications. Also, they just know how to engage all these muscles that feel like they've never been woken up before, you know? Like, it's such a different type of training. It's more stabilizing, it's more breathing focused, and it's so different than my normal workout routine. But I love that. Like, I think it's so cool to challenge your body in different ways. And it kind of feels like I've been given a key to a whole different community. And once I learn more about like their styles of workouts, I feel more connected to people that do Pilates workouts. This is getting kind of cheesy, but that's the way I think about it. So many people love a certain genre of workout and they stick to that and they're religious about it and they do it every single day. And until you experience it for yourself, you never understand the thrill or the endorphins that they get from it. So it's kind of cool. It's really neat just exploring that. Like, this is where I just find such joy in moving my body and finding excitement in different types of movements, because it's so cool. Like, look at the different ways that we can challenge our bodies and our minds. And you can feel the endorphins in my voice and my attitude right now because I'm like going on my little like speech, whatever. All right, I'm whispering because Keith is still sleeping right next door. So I decided to do some digging. I looked around and I found an in-person class that I could go to get in my first studio Pilates workout, which I think will make me a little bit more official. Also quickly realized, just like most workout classes, there's so many different varieties that you can take when it comes to Pilates. Hot Pilates, mat Pilates, group reformer classes, foundation classes, HIIT Pilates I saw a lot. But honestly, the classes were so full and so in high demand, probably because they have smaller spots available for COVID or space or whatever. I just booked the first thing that I could find. So we're just gonna roll with it. It's gonna be a fun experience. I'm nervous. My best friend was in town, so naturally I dragged her to come with me. We walked into the studio and it definitely felt like more of that yoga vibe we discussed earlier. There were mats that were kind of oriented in a circle, and each mat came with a ball, a small resistance band, and a pair of dumbbells. We used the ball a lot as a prop throughout the workout, but most of it was just on the mat, focusing on legs and core. I don't even know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that, but I had a really good time. This was almost exclusively floor work, so kind of very similar to a lot of the videos that I've been doing, which, go figure. The only thing that felt kind of similar to me was a bar class. We used this little tiny inflatable ball, which we would kind of use to squeeze on and really tense up and engage our core, engage the muscles that we were trying to target in those movements. There was a small portion where we used a glute band, and then also another small portion where we used 6-pound hand weights. I was kind of thinking or hoping maybe that we'd be using a bit more of the weights, because I thought, oh, maybe that'd be a fun challenge, a fun switch up. But what I did like about this class was that it felt kind of like a good introductory foundations level. So even for somebody like me who's stepping into this class for the first time, I didn't feel intimidated. And that's, I think, the best thing that you could provide as a coach, as an instructor, for somebody who's never taken your class before, or never even taken that style of class before. My best friend Alex that was with me is a dancer, so I felt like she had a little bit better flow than I did. I've realized recently, I'm just not very athletic, coordinated. Not recent realizations, but I'm coming to terms with it. So I feel like every movement that I do, I'm just kind of rigid and firm, and she's just flowing and beautiful. But this is also your healthy reminder that a workout is not defined by how sore you are, how tired you are, how sweaty you get, because I'm like none of those things right now, and I still know that I had a really, really great workout. And I think sometimes we get very fixated on those indicators telling us whether or not we had an actual good session, and that's just so far from the truth. Also, my workouts always look so differently than that, so why would I compare a weight training workout session to a Pilates floor mat session? Not comparable. Also, the instructor was super chill. She let us wear whatever we wanted. I was just wearing this t-shirt, my Vuori set, and my socks. Some classes I do know that you have to wear grip socks. This class didn't require it. I kept my shoes on the entire time. The instructor had hers on. Some people were just wearing their socks. So I guess that's nice that some studios don't have a particular preference, but if you are going to a class, make sure that you read those instructions ahead of time, because some definitely prefer it or require it. Good morning. It's 7:15 in the morning, which if you've been following my routine, you know that this is basically like the middle of the night for me right now. But we have coffee, an energy bar, a Rice Krispie treat, and my water, of course, because we're going to another Pilates class. And this time we get to use a reformer. I don't know if I should say I get to use it yet, because right now I'm still in the very scared phase. Ordering some Christmas merch this morning. Luckily these ones just came in the mail. I just ordered these like 2 or 3 days ago. These are like the grip socks that you're supposed to use some of the time. I've owned like 14 of these throughout the years, and I always lose like one sock. One sock. Now at least I'll have some in the future if I ever go back. Wait a minute. Oh my God. So I was a little bit stressed when I was leaving the house, and I was kind of just going out in a rush. And all I was thinking about was making sure that I threw on a sweatshirt. What I failed to do was put on a t-shirt. So all I'm wearing is a sports bra. Which I know might not seem like that big of a deal, but I have never ever done something like that, especially in a public workout setting. So now I'm a little bit nervous. I guess worst case scenario, I can leave this on the whole class, but it will also be like a good mental challenge, you know? I'll be challenged with this really scary looking machine, the class itself, and the own confidence barrier that I will be leaping over today. Wish me luck. Here we go. The studio was kind of exactly what I was expecting. There was about 5 different reformers, each of them no less intimidating than the last. But when I arrived, the instructor was so kind and kind of gave me like a 10-minute explanation on how to use each part of the machine. There's essentially a headrest and a shoulder rest on the reformer, and you can either use your legs to push off on the bar to move the carriage back and forth, or these 2 black straps, which also allow you to move back and forth. I also saw these like very intimidating diagrams on the wall when I was going to the bathroom, which kind of made me a little bit nervous for what this class was going to entail. Okay, y'all. First and foremost, addressing the sports bra drama in the room. It wasn't the vibe. I was reading the room. I would have felt very, very awkward if I removed my sweatshirt. So I'm glad I didn't. Am I glad that I didn't wear a shirt underneath this? No, because, you know, on a reformer, having a hood is not exactly ideal, but it ended up being fine. It's no big deal. Just trying to read the crowd, you know? Trying to be respectful. Secondly, and most importantly, I had such a good time. I was so glad that I was able to get into this class. My wheels bother. There we go. I'm so glad that I was able to get a spot for this class. I was waitlisted for days, and I really didn't think it was gonna happen, but I'm so glad that it did. Because I really think getting an instruction like this in person, using this big, hunky little machine that used to be so intimidating, and now I've kind of broken past the barrier on, is so dang important. Basically what I learned from the reformer that I use, I know it kind of varies studio to studio, brand to brand. It's all a pulley system, and you have what's called a carriage that moves you kind of back and and forth in between the pulleys. Some portion of the class, if we're going to be doing leg work, then our feet go on the bar and we're kind of pushing ourselves off from the bar, all based on a spring system, which was actually really cool. So you're setting your resistance based on your level. So you can add more springs if you need more resistance, less if you need less. But I kind of thought that was cool because I didn't know that there was a little bit of resistance and adding a little bit of weight, but not like what you'd think of, you know, going to the gym, picking up a barbell type of weight. So I loved that. Then I guess you also kind of had handles or cables that you would use for arm work as well, either pulling it over above you, or if you're sitting on the actual carriage and you're pulling it towards yourself, then you would kind of add in a little bit of accessories. We used a ball, we used a platform that you could sit on. So neat, like so out of my comfort zone, something I've absolutely never thought I was going to dive into. Also, the instructor mentioned that the more that you do Pilates, the harder that it gets, which I thought was super fascinating, because you know there's like kind of that myth or that ideology that once you start doing something it's going to become easier over time. But what she was explaining to me was that the better that you get at the technique and engaging your core, like the Pilates tilt and the Pilates positioning, etc., the better that you'll be at the exercises and the harder it will be to do them because you're doing them properly, I guess. Could be explaining that really wrong, but what an exciting thing to look forward to. Like, you're strengthening yourself, you're still pushing yourself, and you're progressing throughout your journey without feeling like you're getting stagnant. I'm so stinking happy that I decided to try out this different workout challenge for this week. Let me know if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let me know what you want to see next, because this is something that brings me so much joy and it makes me so happy seeing that you enjoy this too. So I hope that you do. Love you all. I'm off to go take a nap and do a lot of stretching.